Alrighty, I'm just going to get started. So, hiya, I'm Arisia Gaming, and I thought I'd talk today about all the different new cosmetics you can get in Oxygen Not Included with the new supply closet system. Basically, whenever you log into the game, you'll occasionally just unlock timed drops of random items, and these are skins that you can use to decorate different objects in the game. And there's some really cool options, there's some not so cool options. But I thought I would do a very subjective tier list about which ones I like and which ones where you'd use them in your colonies, like sort of good use cases for them. Obviously, none of this is gameplay related. They all do the same things as their normal buildings and clothes. They just look different. So not exactly a gameplay oriented video, but there we go. So yeah, starting off, we got the flower pots. We got the basic flower pots. I quite like these. So you got like the yellow one, you got the red one, white one, sort of green. Debatable whether this is green or not. And then a little blue one. Yeah, they're okay. You tend to build flower pots early on in the game because you'll want one to have a plant for your Great Halls. Because the easiest way to get the 20 decor in the early game is to get a flower pot and to plant it with one of the decorative plants. Keep that plant alive. So you will see these quite often. I quite like all the colors, to be honest. So I'm going to put these in like sort of B tier. That's actually the wrong menu. I have to drag it from over here. So I'm going to put these in B tier. I like the red one. The red one's my favorite. I think actually I like the white one as well. I like the white one because it's very neutral. And then these ones can go down here. Yeah, they're pretty nifty, and it's quite easy to coordinate them with a lot of different wallpapers and things. As you'll see as we go down, there's a lot of choice in wallpapers. Yeah, I like the red pot. And then, actually, I'm going to go a little bit non-linearly in this list. Let's actually move the other ones up here as well. I'm going to show you what I mean. We'll get to all of this in a minute. So, yeah, we have the hanging pots as well. I'm not going to rate these as highly, because you tend to not need to build them. I mean, you can build them to save space in your Great Halls early on. But eventually you do end up replacing these with aero pots. So if you do unlock these blueprints, you're going to use them. You might use them in the early game, but you might not. You might just build a basic flower pot and call it a day. So I'm going to put these below. I'm going to put these below the other items. I think I'm still going to put them in B tier, though, because they're pretty cool. Yeah, white one again is quite nice. I might have to zoom out because we're going to end up filling this screen very quickly. I'm going to kind of order these as I go, but the order probably isn't going to make any sense. Red's your favorite color? Yeah, it's probably my favorite color. I'm a little bit biased on that, but whatever. So yeah, I think these go below the regular flower pots because we're not going to use them quite as often, and eventually you'll just replace them with aero pots. And then if we go down here and we look at... here they are. So we've actually got some wall hanging pots as well. And these you tend not to use so much. So, the thing about these is, compared to the ceiling mounted ones here and the floor mounted pots here, there's relatively limited space for you to actually put these on walls. So you're only going to get sort of one of these in a room, and it's going to be sort of where you... It's going to be on the wall, like above a door or something. And what a lot of people tend to do with their bases instead of having vertical walls separating their rooms, they just make the whole room out of doors, or they make the whole wall out of doors. Because A, that lets gases in, and B, the dupes can wander through the doors and have a bit more access for building things. Like wires and stuff in the top of the room if they haven't got access otherwise. So you tend not to have very much space to actually put these. So I'm probably going to put these in C tier because I think it's quite rare that you're actually going to see them. But yeah, basically the reason I'm actually doing this list, I've got a few different reasons. So first of all, there's no list on the wiki showing all the different cosmetics that you can unlock via the loot box drops. And second of all, you are limited in how many you're going to get. Like you can see over here, I've been playing this game for absolutely ages. And I haven't unlocked many of these at all. you can actually unlock duplicates as well. So you're not guaranteed to get every cosmetic if you play long enough. So it's almost like it's like you can be lucky about which ones you get. I suspect in the future they're going to add a system where you can sort of cash in duplicates for points or trade them with other players, and you can use that to craft other things depending on the quality. Because you can see some of these have common quality, some of these have, well, this one has loyalty quality. I'll get to this one in a minute. Some of them have like splendid quality, some of them are decent quality. So I reckon Klei is going to add some kind of economy system where you're going to be able to trade these in and get points and spend them on other things, so you can unlock them all eventually. But they haven't, as far as I know, they haven't announced any plans to do this yet. Hey Pavlov, how you doing? Can we get a Paku tier list? Yes, all 3 Paku. Yes. I am going to do a critter tier list at some point, but I want to get more experience with a few critters first before I judge them unfairly. But anyways, diatribe aside, so this is where I'm ranking all the different pots. And next, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's better. So next, we've got the beds. These are excellent. So if I come down here, so we're going to go through them on the menu here. You can't really see it. I can't really zoom that out. Let's actually adjust this a little bit. No, that's not going to work. Not really. I'm going to bring it back. It's going to be a little bit squished. There we go. So yeah, we got the dream boat bed. It looks like a boat. It's very cool. I think it would be really well themed with like a sort of underwater base. Like if you have your box base and then you cover it with water on top from geysers, or if you're building it on the water asteroid, having just a load of boats for your dupes seems really cool. So this is definitely going in A tier. I'm saving S tier for a few really special ones. Then we have Bouncy Castle. I would like to actually move this over here, but I don't think I can pin this window. It's going to keep flipping back and forth. It's going to be annoying. You know what? I think I'm going to do that anyways. So let's just bring that over there. Then this can come here. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Okay. I'm going to stop fiddling with this now. Oh, goody, you can drown in your dreams. Yes, exactly. So yeah, then we got the Bounty Castle. So, very nice. I think this goes really well with like the rainbow-themed wallpaper. Probably not my favorite of the comfy beds, but it is quite comfy bed shaped. So if you want a custom bed that doesn't look like a vehicle of some kind, it's not bad. I'm going to put it below the boat. I think the boat is a bit cooler. Race car is very cool. So your dupes obviously don't have vehicles in this game, but I imagine you can make a really fun bedroom complex where they're all like going across the bottom of the map, and you make it look like a road, and you have like traffic lights and pixel pack. I think this is really cool. I'm gonna put this between the other two. And then the rockets. Obviously, this bed is gonna look really good next to a load of actual rockets. So, yeah, again, this one definitely has a good use case. A bit weird how it's going horizontal. It looks a bit more like a missile than a rocket, but it would be kind of weird to make it like a vertical rocket. That wouldn't really fit well with the size of the building. I think I prefer the car overall, but this is pretty cool. I haven't unlocked this one yet, or the car. I'm pretty sad. But I have unlocked this one. I have unlocked the Puft. The Puft. It's very nice. Also, when your dupe actually sits to go to bed, the tail lets out a little fart, which I think is absolutely adorable. And I'm definitely not biased or anything. Look at this. He's the one telling me to put this in S tier. So we're going to put the Puft bed in S tier. Another good use case for this as well is you can put it next to your Puft ranch. To, you know, really oversaturate the Puft look. And you can combo it with a few other decor pieces that we'll talk about in a minute. Or a bit later in the video. So yeah, this is my favorite bed. I got it because I actually bought the Puft. via the Kickstarter. I'm not sure whether you can still actually get the Puff bed. I know you could buy the actual Puff plushie down here at the Klei shop, but I'm not sure whether we've actually missed the boat on whether you can get the Puff bed or not. But yeah, I'm putting it in this tier. It's adorable. Ever thought that in ONI we were on an asteroid yet we had meteor showers? Yeah, it's a bit interesting. I mean, the whole gravity of the ONI space system doesn't really work. It's certainly not Kerbal Space Program. Hey Fungus, how you doing? Let me give you a shout out. I very much enjoyed the Puff video you did earlier. That was really fun. I like that a lot. And it's very useful as well, because Puffs are really annoying to ranch, and it's nice to have a good guide video that outlines how you're doing that. But yeah, moving on. So we've done the beds. Now we've got a load of wallpapers. So I'm going to do these all at once. We're saving D tier for a few things. I don't think any of the wallpapers are D tier, because they can really let you sort of differentiate rooms, and they're quite handy for sort of classifying what a space is in your base. So I think all of these drywalls, I think I'm going to put them at the top of B tier. Because just having the different colors to sort of organize different rooms, I think is really valuable. I don't think I'm going to put any of them above the other, because I think you just use them for different things. Actually, I think I lie. I'm going to put the yellow above the others, because having a piss themed room is very thematic for this game. Because your dupes are just going to be pissing themselves all the time. So I think that makes sense. I'm going to put red. I'm going to put the red after that, because red's my favorite color. Fight me. Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to put the others down here for now. I'm going to give them a little bit of a shuffle. Also, I've got to admit, part of the reason why I'm doing this video is because the supply closet theme is one of the best songs of the game, and you never hear it apart from when you're in this menu. So I wanted to have a video where we're just playing the supply closet music the whole time. I might actually add it to my playlist, because I think I have it in the soundtrack that you get with the game. I don't know. Having a molten themed room is also great. Yeah, that's very true. I think I'm gonna put like the blues above it, or just underneath it as well, because having like a water theme to the room, I think is also quite a solid use case. Black, I think, is going to go above all of them. In fact, I think I'm actually going to put black in A tier. It's actually quite nice to just have a black background in rooms to really make everything else pop. And you have the white stuff unlocked by default, but you don't have the black unlocked by default. It's a really neat option if you end up getting it somehow. Other than that, I think I'm just going to stick the like colors together. I don't think I have a real preference on this. I don't think I tend to make a room orange, but yeah, that's what it is. Then we have... I'm going to talk about the sort of different patterns next, just with the colors. Usually you use mods to make only backgrounds black. Yeah, see, that's telling me that black should be an A tier. Like, when people get mods to get the same color. I know for a while I actually just built pixel packs and didn't turn them on, so you'd have that black sort of texture. You can still do that with the drywall, I think. Can you do pixel packs on drywall? I imagine you'd be able to. But anyways, moving on. So we've got the sort of diagonal wedges. So you can do a few things with these. You can make sort of squares, like diagonal squares in your tiles, or you can use it to make stripes. So I think I'm probably going to put this below the flower pots, but above the wall, the ceiling pots. I like the red stripe. I have this one, and I actually used it to make a candy cane pattern on my Flip Farters run. That was what the original asteroid looked like in Flip Farters. The only issue with that was it really pops, kind of Ice Train City, but it does give you like the candy cane thing, which I like. Orange and yellow I'm going to rank similarly because I think it's pretty cool. It's sort of like hazard stripes. The yellow is a bit easier on the eyes as well. The others, I think I'm going to put a bit lower. I don't think I generally use them that much. I think black goes sort of around here as well. I think I'd usually just make a room full black rather than black stripes or black diamonds, but I don't know, the black diamond pattern is quite nice, so I'm going to put that ahead of the others. Like, it's just like a sort of nice tile effect. I think that really comes out best with the black. The other ones I don't really like very much. I think they're kind of weird, and you have the kind of eye strain. But I think they're still solid. I'd say probably bottom of B tier. You like making diamonds? Yeah, that's true. When wallpaper mods weren't replaced by colored drywall was a waste of massive amount of obsidian, refined carbon, coal, fluorine. Oh, that's funny. Then we've got these. So these aren't actually sort of oval shapes. These are like quarter circles. So you can use these to make other circles or squirrely stripes or like white diamonds in the middle of things. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put... I think I prefer the stripes in general, but I think I'm going to have to put the red, the yellow, the green ahead of the others, because you could use them to make traffic lights for your base. And I think it's cool. You can have a traffic light somewhere in your base, like by the Atmo seat or something, or by the race car beds. Now, that's an idea. The other ones I don't really like too much. I think black again is pretty solid. So I think black is the best. I think black is just the best choice. Goth, ONI colony, why not? And then I think I'm going to put the others after that. So I think I'm going to put them down here. I think generally I prefer making the sort of diamond pattern to the circle pattern. I think that's fair. And then we're going to keep going with the wallpapers for now. So, there's a load of really good wallpapers. There's, I'm just going to go through them in the order they're on here. If you unlock these, you're quite lucky. So, we got the balm lily one. Let me actually get a better shot of the balm lily one. I'm not sure if it's actually a better shot or not, but here it is. Mellow floral wallpaper. You put this in a hospital or a Dreca ranch. It's really neat. And it's really pretty, and it's subtle as well. It's not gonna like really pop like these other colored wallpapers. I think we have to put this in A tier. I think most of these ones are going in A tier unless they're just kind of ugly. Clouds, it's alright. I think I'd probably put it sort of like ahead of these. Actually, I don't think that's going to go in A tier. I think it's quite good. I don't know where you put it. Maybe in hallways. Maybe in like maybe at like the top of your base. Not really thinking of too many use cases where you want to fill a room with clouds. Maybe a bedroom. Don't know. I like the balm lily one more. I think it's just nicer as a wallpaper. Coffee wallpaper. So this is S tier, definitely. You have to have coffee. Everyone loves coffee unless you don't. But yeah, motivate your dupes with coffee-themed wallpaper. Really good one to put in recreation rooms, really good one to put next to your printing pod. If you have a coffee machine, definitely go for it. I'm putting it in S tier because, like, as soon as they add trading, I'm going to prioritize getting this. Or however you unlock more. Maybe a steam room for the clouds. Yeah, that's true. While we're talking about that, I'm probably going to put the raindrops here as well. Because I like to put the raindrops in steam rooms, because you often get a lot of falling water. Or anywhere where you have a load of bottle emptiers, putting the rain wallpaper I think is quite cool. Yeah, it's like quite a nice mellow pattern. I think I'll put it ahead of the clouds. Come on, game. Come on, tier maker, there we go. Yeah, I quite like that. The aquatic tiles. This is really cool. I think this is going to go really high. I think I'm going to put this above these flower pots. Yeah. It's just like a really nice sort of blue pattern. If you like a blue theme base, you just get loads of different blues. It goes really well in bathrooms, goes really well in kitchens. To be honest, it goes really well in most rooms. Just the tiled aesthetic is really nice. I think I'm actually gonna I think I would still prefer to unlock the beds over this, but it's very close. This is a really versatile wallpaper. If you've got it, you're quite lucky, I think. You turn any sort of water tank room into like a swimming pool style aesthetic. Very neat. We got the... What is this one? I think that's the mush bar wallpaper. Oh yeah, a gag-inducing wallpaper. Yeah, this is pretty true. I think I'm going to put this in D tier. It's just ugly. You don't want to cover your walls with mush bars. You put it in the kitchen, I guess, but you've got better options. I think I would just rather not have any wallpaper than have the mush bar. Then we got... Let's see. We got the sort of aqua plaid print. It's quite nice. I don't know where I'd use it. It's quite a nice neutral wallpaper. I think I'd probably just prefer having a solid color though. I think I'm gonna put it after the blue wallpapers here. Pretty good for an isolation chamber for naughty dupes. Punish them with like the worst aesthetic choice possible. Love it. Yeah, that's going in D tier. That's like really bad. Yuck. You get any duplicates of those and you can sell them eventually, then sell them. Let's see. Rainbow wallpaper. This is really good. Pride theme, clown theme, sort of just multicolor theme in general. Goes really well with the bed. It's really versatile and you can rotate the stripes. So you can have vertical stripes, you can have horizontal stripes. Lots of different options. Very eye-poppy. You probably don't want to plaster your whole base with it, but it can be really good. You can just do like a stripe of it, like following your ladders. With your fire poles, and it will look really neat. I think it's a tough one. I think I'm gonna put it below the tile. I just think having the tile aesthetic is so neat, and I think they should do more variations like this. Because just having the option for tiles is so neat. But rainbow is definitely a good shout. Very interesting. Snowflakes. I like this. I'm gonna put it below the balm lily, but I do like it. It's really nice to have in the freezer, and it's quite nice to... I like having this like in the Atmo suit rooms, where your dupes are going out into like the cold bits of space or whatever. Like anywhere that the dupe's going into a cold area, I think it's pretty neat. It's also quite nice and easy on the eyes in general. Your eyes will strain if you paint your entire base with it. That is true. Yeah, definitely exercise restraint. But assuming you do that, I like it a lot. But yeah, it's up to you. You don't have to plaster your whole base with it. We got the sunlight one. Let's see. I've been skipping out on freaking a UV free wallpaper. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty mid. Like, I get that you put it together and the suns will match up. It's kind of weird. Why didn't they just make it one sun in the middle? Why did they make it so you have to tile it together? Very odd decision. And to be honest, I think it's quite an ugly pattern. I don't know, I don't really like it. I'm gonna put it in like... I'm gonna put it like here. I think this is kind of ugly. The polka dots are a little bit better. Let's see. I could see why you go for this. It's quite a nice mellow pink. I think I'd still just prefer the regular pink. I think I'm just gonna put it next to the regular pink. Like, maybe just above the regular pink. It's pretty cool. I don't think I'd use it a lot, but you can make some pretty interesting looking rooms with it. But I think you've definitely got better options. Then we got the sort of fruit-themed wallpapers. So if I go down here... I don't know why these aren't in order. I think these are in order of when Klei added them. So you've got the blueberry wallpaper. It's alright. I mean... if you haven't got another blue shade, it's okay. I think I'm going to put it, like, behind the regular blues. I just like the flat blues better. If you have the blueberry balloons... then it probably goes up because you can coordinate it with your blueberry dupes. But I don't know. I think it's pretty niche. The grape one. Let's see. I do like it. It's quite cool just covering the whole room with grapes. Nice dark purple that you don't normally get from the other wallpaper options. I think this definitely goes higher. I think this goes around here. Being able to have like a nice dark purple themed wallpaper is pretty cool, and you do get the texture of the grapes as well. I think that's very nice. You could put that in like a massage clinic or like a recreation room or your great hall. Actually, I quite like this. I think I'm gonna stick this up here. I think I'm gonna stick this here actually, just before the black. I think it's really cool. I think it'd definitely look really good in a lot of cases. Interior design and map. Then we got the sort of fruit wedges. So you got the lemon one, you've got the lime one. I have the lime one. Oh. And then you got the Satsuma one. I think they're pretty good. The texture is quite nice. I'm gonna put the yellow one below the other ones because you can't really see it very well. But I still think having a yellow theme wallpaper is quite cool because it's a bit easier in the eyes, and you know the piss theme is legit. So yeah, I think that goes there. I think I like the Satsuma one a lot. I think I'm gonna put that just behind it. You could really see the Satsuma wedges more clearly. And the lime one, I like this as well. I think it's probably the worst of the three, but it's still pretty good. This chart is going to become a bit unbalanced because Klei added a lot more types of a lot more of one type of cosmetic than others. As you'll see. Then we have the strawberry wallpaper, which actually looks a bit rude, but it's a pretty interesting texture. Again, you'd have this in like a kitchen or a great hall. I don't know. I think I prefer regular red most of the time. I think I'm going to put it like behind the pots. Yeah, here we go. And then we got the watermelon. We finally unlocked the secrets of watermelonium. This is pretty cool. You can actually use it with the dark green wallpaper to get sort of like a little highlight in there because it just fits in the one tile. So I think I'm going to put it there. You can cover a room with watermelons if you want. It's an option. So yeah, that is all of the wallpapers apart from 3. There's some really good ones here. Okay, so we've got the toilet roll wallpaper. These I think are the most recently added. This is definitely an S tier because your dupes always need loo roll in the bathroom. The only thing is your bathrooms are usually pretty cramped in terms of objects, so you're often not going to see it very well unless you leave gaps in your rooms, which you might do. I think it's a bit less generally applicable than the coffee cup. I think I'm going to put that like sort of here. I think it's like definitely one of the best wallpapers just because it's got the toilet roll in it. But I don't think I prefer it over any of these, which is basically how I'm doing this tier list. Plunger. I like the plunger a lot. Maybe we stick the plunger up here. It's actually just quite a nice texture, just having all the diagonal lines on it. Here's what it looks like on the pedestal. I don't know why it's on a pedestal. You can't do that in game. Very cool. Then we have the Spore Kid print, which is just the flowers. This is really pretty. I think this is like one of the best ones. It's just really pretty. You can put this in like a farm or like a greenhouse. You can just put this in your hallways, in your bedrooms. It's really versatile. It's going to look good just about anywhere because you've got the white and then you've got the green and the red for the frosted colors. I like this a lot. I think this is probably one of my favorites. I think I'm going to put it above the tiles. Yeah, really solid. Also, it's definitely preferable to have Spore Kid wallpaper in your colony than actual Spore Kids. It's much safer. Slightly less decor, but a lot less risk. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it literally says over here the original scratch and sniff version was immediately recalled. Nice. So yeah, that's actually all the wallpapers. We all have Spore Kids and zombie spores. Yes, exactly. So next, let us rank the little beds you can get. So let me find those. Watermelon. So we got the Stargazer cot. Yeah, I think this is alright. I mean, it's a night themed bed, makes sense. you use Cots a lot. You always have them in the early game. You might have them in the late game, depending on how many dupes you're trying to fit into a small space. If you're doing the clusters or like the moonlets, you're going to use Cots a lot because you're just not going to have the space to go around a private bedroom. So I think these are really good. I think probably bottom of A tier. I think I prefer to have like all of these things than like a bed skin. I just really like these two flower pots. Well, making the minimum decor for Spore Kid is roughly around 200 because there's a high chance you're using dial window tiles. Oh yeah, like I've got to put a Spore Kid in my base at some point just for the decor. Then we got the camping cot. So I like this bed a lot as well. I like it more than this one. You can theme it if you have the green cosmetics. You can theme it with the green cosmetics, and it looks really good. If you have the plant theme cosmetics, like the Spore Kid thing, it looks really good. Gives you sort of a foresty vibe. Like if you've got a colony with a lot of like pip planting and stuff, you can make it sort of like a safari themed place. I like it a lot. And yeah, it's pretty good for yeah, as you say, Club Step, it's pretty good for like when your dupe's starting out in a new asteroid and you're trying to make it look temporary. I think it looks pretty neat as well. I think I might actually put this above. I think I might put it above these, but not above the black wallpaper. I think I prefer the black wallpaper to this. Then we have the staycation cot. It's okay. It's probably my least favorite of the beds, but it's still pretty good. You can put that in bedrooms like near a load of sand and get a nice little beach aesthetic. It's quite rounded, unlike the other beds. Well, it's more rounded than the other beds. You got the nice little seashells. If you've got the sort of blue ocean aesthetic going on, it's pretty good. I think I'll put it right next to this one. They both have pros and cons. Well, pros and cons. I think they both have their merits. And then we have the lab cot. I think this is one of my favorite beds. Obviously really cool next to like a research area. Just looks really cool in general. I just like the shelf. I just think it's a really neat detail. I like that the dupes have like a bed that have a bookcase near their bed so they can do some bedtime reading if they want. I think that's probably my favorite bed. But the camp bed is probably a close second. Out of all these cots. Yeah, I like the cots. Next up, let's do the ceiling lamps. So these ceiling lamps, you use these quite a lot. In a lot of rooms, you want that lit workspace bonus, particularly if they're rooms where your dupes are doing tasks that don't require skills, like eating food or going to the bathroom, or skills with relatively low multipliers like cooking. Lights are really impactful. So yeah, I would like, especially if you've got low skill dupes, they're really impactful. So I like the skins a lot, and I use them a lot. So these are going to go quite high up. I think the mining one, which you can see here, is pretty cool. We don't use lights for mining. No, that's true. You might do if you use the lights out DLC. You set it to max difficult. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I like these. Really versatile. You can stick them in all sorts of places. They're not quite as snazzy as some of like these higher tier ones, higher tier items, but they do look neat. They look much better than the original ones. I think I'm going to put them here near the flower pots. They're like a sort of utility one where you're going to be using them a lot in the early game, and you'll be really glad to have them. And they're quite common too, so you're quite likely to get them. The Bristle Blossom one, I like it a little bit less, but it is still pretty good. And also, you're going to use lights to grow Bristle Blossoms anyways, so you may as well have the Bristle Blossom ceiling light if you have it unlocked. I think that's quite a neat use case. So yeah, that one's not bad. Then we have the cheese, the orange and yellow polka dot. Pretty interesting. I don't think I'd use this generally as much as the others, but still pretty interesting. Probably quite good in a rec room. It's kind of ugly. If you have like the other yellow and orange wallpapers, I guess it goes with that pretty well. I don't know. I probably wouldn't put this in too many places. I'm gonna put this like behind the others. The bottom of A tier. Bristle blossoms are OP because berries slow just stupid. Yeah. It'd be handy if there was a cheese in the game. I know, right? You can't really make milk. Imagine if you could milk gassy moos and get like milk that you could turn into special cheese, and then that gave like a really good food buff. We need more reasons to use gassy moos. Gassy moos needs to be better. Let us make cheese from gassy moos. Right. We also have the pipe ceiling light. This is really cool. I like this a lot. You can put this in bathrooms where they're really needed. And the pipe aesthetic goes really well. You always want to light your bathroom so your dupes go to the bathroom 15% faster. Saves a lot of downtime. Helps you run more dupes from less bathrooms if they're all on the same schedule. Less peeing themselves accidents. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm going to put this above the other light. And then we have the lab flask ceiling light. This is pretty cool as well. I just like how it looks. I think it's very stylish. It's quite big and bulbous. It's okay. Again, really good in like a research lab, obviously. It's just pretty neat. I think I prefer the mining light overall, but it's a close third. Yeah, okay. So that's all the ceiling lights. Now, moving on to a few other things. We've got all the clothing down here. I'm going to get to the clothing last, and you'll see what I mean. The paintings. So I'm going to go through all the paintings. So obviously you have a few different paintings unlocked by default. I'm not rating the default ones today. I'm just rating the ones that you might not have access to. Which ones I like the most. Yeah. Self-portrait. I think this is a really cool one. Just a pretty interesting concept. Not really sure where you put it. It's kind of like a nice one for it to just randomly show up sometimes. It's okay. I don't really rate these as highly because there's a lot of good artworks already in the game. I think I put them in sort of top of B tier. I think I prefer them to like all these wallpapers. Like if I got the extra paintings, I think I'd be happy. So I think that's how I'm gonna go by. Then we got Nicola devouring his mush bar. So this one's really funny. It's kind of like a portrait jump scare, and like you'll just randomly get it occasionally, and it will just like be like, "Ooh, what's that?" You put it in the isolation chamber with the other dupes. I don't know. Oh, I'm really divided because on one hand it's really cool. On the other hand, you probably don't want Nicola's creepy face everywhere in your colony eating mush bars. I don't know. I think you'd have to find some very specific spots for it, but I think it'd be good in those spots. You wouldn't really want it showing up randomly. I think I'm going to put that at like the bottom of B tier. I think that makes sense. Then we have sketchy fungi. This is pretty bland. I mean, obviously if you have a mushroom farm, you put it over the mushroom farm. You tend to have that much space in those farms anyways. Pretty subtle. I like it. You probably want a room where you just have portraits like this, which are quite subtle. I think I put it below this one, but it's still pretty neat. Then we got a farewell at sunrise. Okay, so this is excellent. So this is one of the tall portraits, so really high decor value. And the Pufts look amazing in the sort of Japanese art style. I think it's just really. I might be a bit biased, to be honest. I'm gonna put this. Where would I put this? I think I put this quite high up. I think I'd actually put this. I put this just below the black wallpaper. Yeah. I'm beginning to think I should have like I think I'm actually gonna add an extra tier. Add a row above. Yeah, and then make it like sort of purple? No. Yeah, so this is going to be amazing. Then we're gonna make this purple. Actually, I'm gonna make this S+. That makes more sense. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these two up here because they're just amazing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna move all of these things up here. And I'm gonna separate it off at the black wallpaper. So I think the black wallpaper is sort of like a good point where it's like, this is a cool item, but there are cooler items. I think I'm actually gonna put it. I think I'm actually gonna put it above the flower pots. I think, and I think I'm gonna move these portraits here. I think it makes sense starting off be at the good wallpapers, or at the sort of above average wallpapers. I'm probably way overthinking, but I'm having fun. Right, so this is now what the tier list looks like. Let's zoom out again. I'm gonna keep zooming out. Right, next we have the Conqueror of Clusters with Amari and all the hatches. This is pretty cool. Definitely a good one to put in hatch ranches. A very good one to put in ranches in general, I would say. I like this a lot. I think I put this sort of after these beds. Yeah, pretty cool with the purple theme as well. Goes quite well with the frame. Amari just has an excellent expression on him, so yeah, I like that too. Then we got the payphone. So I really like the payphone, A, because you'll put this in your great halls where you have your phones usually, and B, the contrast is really good, and you can really clearly see the dupe's face, and the art style is really cool. I think this might be my favorite painting. So yeah, I think this is probably my favorite painting. Might honestly put it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. That's like one of my favorites. Then we have the iconic iteration. I don't like this one very much. I just feel like the color... I know it's trying to replicate that style, the painting, but I feel like the color contrast isn't great. It's going to look sort of like a bit murky in the background, and it is quite repetitive. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm going to put this in, like, top of C tier. Like, I think I would usually switch away from this one if it came up. Actually, maybe that's a sign I should put it in D tier. But I feel a bit bad putting, like, a painting in D tier. Might change my mind on that one. Labelle Meep. Obviously very funny. Very enticing pose by Mr. Meep. It's quite funny when it pops up. I don't think I would change it if it showed up. I think I put it here, but sort of above the mushrooms. Pretty cool painting. Obviously, it's sort of like quite a sort of simple style, but that's all right. I think it suits the simple fellow quite well. So yeah, I like that one. The Glorious Vole. Let's see. It's pretty cool. Shove voles are a bit sort of niche, I guess. You don't tend to have them very much, so you know it's not like you're going to fill a room with shovel paintings. I guess if you had a shovel ranch, you would fill it with this. It's also just quite dark. Like, it's really dark. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I think it's a bit niche. I think I'm going to put it above the I'm going to put it above the Nicola one. I don't know. Actually, no. I don't think that makes sense. I'm going to put it below these ones because I don't think I'd switch away from it if it randomly came up. But it's just a bit murky. Then we got some more paintings down here. We got, let's see. I really like this one. The expression on the little guy is just adorable. I really like this one. I think I'm going to put that here. I just really like it. It's just a very cute painting. And the color's really nice as well. It goes really well with the frame. Post-ear error. It's very help keep the art's bandage on. Alrighty, and then we've got Eternal Gaze. She's not angry, just disappointed. It's alright. I haven't actually seen this one before. It's okay. I don't think I'd swap away from it. It's pretty nice. Pretty well put together. Pretty coordinated. I think I put it like above the mushroom one again. I think that makes sense. Then we have we have the duplicates of the galaxy. It's like a movie poster. So this is amazing. A, the color contrast is really good. B, just the fact that it's a movie poster is amazing. I think it's quite similar to the Amari one. I think it's just a bit better than the Amari one. I'm very tempted to put it with the payphone one. I think if I unlocked it, I would just sort of spam it everywhere. But I haven't got it, alas. So, rip to me. Then we have, let's see, the Cubist Lou. So I like this as well. I think it's really neat sort of painting. I think it just adds some interesting texture to a room. The only thing is, you're not often going to be putting it in your bathrooms. I mean, because you want those to be fairly compact, so that your dupes are like sort of not in there too long. I guess you can put one between the toilet and the sink. It's pretty neat, but I think I'm going to put it below the others because I don't think you want it randomly showing up. And the one room you would put it in, you're generally not trying to fill it with paintings. I don't know. It's pretty good. I think I'll put it like sort of above the mushrooms. Then we got the Pakus in the Japanese style with the wave. So I'm a little bit biased. This is obviously an amazing painting. Would I prefer this over all the others? I don't know. I think I'd actually put it above the rainbow wallpaper, but below the tile. I think the tile is just really neat. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm probably a little bit biased on this one, but I just think it's a really nice looking painting overall. You can put it in any room, or you can put it in any room where you've got Pakus or just bodies of water in general. It's quite nice. I think it's really versatile. Just looks really nice. Also, there's not too many nice landscapes. I feel like the quality of the landscapes is kind of worse in general than the other paintings. I don't know. But then we've got the last one, which is the Slicksters. So I like this a lot. I didn't realize these were Slicksters at first. I thought it was just some kind of abstract painting, but yeah, I like it. It's got the sort of Avatar mountains, the floating mountains over here as well. The delight on the subject's faces and contagious. I mean, you say that. I can barely see their faces. You can probably see it a bit better when you zoom in game. It's pretty neat. I think I like this a lot. I think I'm going to put this above these ones. Actually, I really like the light blue. I think I'm going to put it here. I think it's definitely one of the better landscape painting. Just having the light blue is nice, and obviously this little smiling critters is pretty good as well. Okay, so that's all the paintings. Obviously, I have become an art critic. Now let's continue with the art theme. So now we've got the statues. So these statues are going to rate a little bit differently because you're not always going to have all these statues. Like, the regular sculpting block is kind of bad. And eventually, like, if you have the metal, you're just going to replace the large sculpting blocks with the metal blocks because it's more decor. It's just objectively better at what it does. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put the Grub in, like, the bottom of... I think I'm going to put it up ahead of this painting, but I don't rate it very highly. Actually, you know what I think I might do? I think I might move these all to the sort of top of C tier. It's like, this is just where all the sort of, like, average stuff hangs out. It's like, oh, I unlocked it. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then this is stuff where I'm like, I wish I unlocked something else. So I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's a pretty cool statue, to be honest. And obviously really good if you have a Grub branch. But, again, if you're looking at it from a gameplay perspective, you're probably just going to replace it with a metal block. So, not too amazing. Similar with the Sweepy one, the Employee of the Month. A masterful celebration of the Sweepy's unbeatable work ethic and cheerful can-clean attitude. Pretty funny, but you're not going to be using regular sculpting blocks. They're just really bad. So I think that's going to go at like the bottom of C tier. Because that gets our class so quickly. I mean, with metal blocks at least, like, you might not always have refined metal. So you might not want to wait. You might not want to spend it on those statues like that. But you're always going to have materials to build large sculpting blocks with. it's just not worth building regular sculpting blocks until you get the large ones. And it's quite rare that you've got a space that only a small sculpting block will fill. Like, you wouldn't be better suited just putting a flower pot with a nice plant in it. So yeah, I'd be pretty sad if I got that. Then we have the metal statue. So, first of all, it's a pip. What a pip. A masterful likeness of the mischievous critter that duplicates love to love. Looks very cute, and it's a metal sculpture. Well, I think this goes way above the others. I'm going to put this sort of like... Because I'm imagining I'm going to use this quite a lot if I unlock this in my run. I think I'll probably put it just below the beds. I think I'd rather unlock a bed than unlock this statue, but it's still pretty cool. It is quite similar to the other metal blocks, but I don't think that's a problem. I like that. Then we've got the gassy moo, truly amusing. A masterful celebration of one of the universe's most mysterious and flatulent and useless organisms. So I like the statue a lot. Obviously, it's not very structurally sound, but I think that's part of the appeal. Definitely more useful than a regular gassy moo. I like it. It's got the nice round shape. I would put this very highly, just because that way you can get the aesthetics of the gassy moo without having to actually go and grab them. So I think this goes in S tier. I think this is pretty good. Let's see. And also the marble sculpture is quite a lot of decor. It fits in 2 spaces. I think I'll put it just below the paintings. I think that makes sense. What does the decent quality on the statues mean? What the decent quality relates to the quality of the loot, not the quality of the artwork. So, Klei hasn't implemented anything to do with this yet, but I imagine that eventually you'll be able to trade in duplicates that you get of certain items for credits or something, and then you'll be able to spend those credits on unlocking the rest of them. And I imagine that decent ones will be worth more, and I think they're just rare in general. Like, I think common ones are the most common, decent ones are rarer, the splendid ones are even rarer, and then you get the special ones like the loyalty ones, which are unlocked by other means. So, yeah, gassy was not very good. So, statue is really good, because then you can just replace all your gassy moves with statues. A lot more fun. We have the Green Goddess, a masterful celebration of the deep bond between a horticulturalist and a prized bristle blossom. Very cool. I think this goes somewhere over here as well. I think this goes below the lights, but I think it's still very cool. Marble statues is really neat. I actually have a mod called More Marble Statues that adds more marble statues to the game. I highly recommend it. There's some really good ones on there. And again, that's a sign that it's an S tier, is that, like, if you're going to get, like, a mod to get it, then I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense for it to be S tier. And then we have the Frosty Crustacean. So, it's quite rare that you're actually building ice blocks. You're only really going to be building them in cold rooms like big freezers or like cold ranches or farms or something. Generally not very useful. That being said, building ice blocks is useful because you can use them to melt ice really quickly. But obviously you're not getting the actual statue out of that. I don't think I'm going to put it in C tier because it's not really outclassed by anything, but I think I'd rather unlock most of the things in this thing just because it's so rare where you're actually going to want to build an ice sculpture and actually have it stay up. It only works on Rime and other frozen starts. You know what? That's actually true. You can put ice sculptures up on Rime. And that's pretty neat. I'm going to have to do that. Maybe we'll do that today. Who knows? Yeah, so that's all the artworks. Some pretty good ones in there. And then, let me see. So, we have a few other things. I'm going to skip the clothes. I'm going to leave the clothes until last. So, let's actually do all the balloons. And this is why this is the main reason I've got the game window open, is because there's actually 3 different balloons for each type. And and the dupes will hand them out when if they're balloon artists, like they're shown, like all the balloon artists are shown in the pictures. If they're balloon artists, they'll hand them out, and the dupes can get one of 3 different types. Really like that they've added this. This is a really nice feature. The only problem is you have to sort of assign it to each dupe. That's the problem with a lot of these, is you have to manually assign them to your dupes, and I think there's definitely some streamlining that it could do with its system. But yeah, let's have a look at these. So, yeah, you can see that pretty well. That's good. So the red one gives you the sort of the red sphere, the red sausage, and then the speckly red one. I like red a lot. I think it's a good color. I think it's very stylish. You have the red sort of like bratwurst as well, which I think is quite amusing. I like the balloons a lot. I think they go in S tier. You're not going to see them. They're not constant in your colony, but when they appear, they're really neat. You definitely want like sort of a custom balloon set. I think you prefer that over a lot of things. So I think what I'm actually going to do, because when they're running around with them in the colony, it always makes me smile. I think I'm actually going to put them just below the beds. I think they're really fun, and there's variety within each set, and you can give different dupes different balloons to hand out, so each dupe has their own sort of personality. I think it's a really neat feature. I mean, I haven't done that yet. I've just given everyone the Draco balloons because that's what I've unlocked. But yeah, very cool feature. Then let us move on to the lavatory glitter. There's sparkly balloons and an all too familiar hue. So this is hilarious. You can just give someone like the sort of yellow sausage, piss themed balloons. Very funny. I think it goes above the red. It's just very amusing. I also find it very amusing that Stinky is the one handing these out. I think, yeah, Stinky is a balloon artist, I think. That's hilarious. Very funny, haha. Weezewalk glitter, so these are just like the sort of blue ones. They're sort of like a light blue color. I quite like them. They're fairly mild, fairly restrained. I think I'm going to put them below the red ones, but if you have a blue theme going on, obviously that's something you like to see. Again, goes very well with the sort of swimming pool, watery aesthetic you can get. Then we have the cucumber. We have the mush bar glitter. I like the green. I like the idea of the dupes just handing out cucumbers. It's okay. I think it's more niche than the other ones. But to be honest, all the balloon sets are cool. So they're all going to be S tier, I think. Then let's see. Next up, we've got the GTA special. We got the no, the Saints Row. Yeah, that's a Saints Row special. If you're familiar with what I'm talking about, you'll know what it is. I like the purple. It's pretty neat. I find purple quite a niche color anyways. I don't know. If you like purple, you like purple. I think I might put it above the green one. It's quite a nice sort of just balloony color. Like the sort of color that you see someone handing out in real life. Nice purple balloons. Got the dark purple as well. Got the eggplant theme going on, which I think is quite funny as well. I think the lighter purple is nicer. Yeah, the eggplant meme is very funny. Then we have the floaty fish. They do not taste as good as the real thing. This is absolutely incredible. I think this is probably my favorite one, and I'm very sad that I unlocked the Draco one instead of this, and the Draco set is excellent. Oh, it's really difficult. I'm not sure whether this is my favorite one or not. I think it's gotta be. It's so cool, because the fish is so cute, and you got the little egg. Yeah, Pavlov's got the fish. Yeah, represent the fish. They're just so cute, the little fries, and you got the little egg as well. They're much cuter than the real packets. I think it's my favorite cosmetic. I'm sad every day that I go screaming about this cosmetic. Then we've got the Dracos. The Dracos are really cute as well. They got the egg pattern. You got the cute little normal guy, and then you got the guy who's just like way overinflated, which I think is kind of funny. Quite a neat color scheme as well. Shame there's no regular Draco. balloons. I imagine they're going to add more and more in the future, though. Definitely a cool set. I would probably put this above the beds. Yeah, I think the Drecos are just excellent. They're very cute. Then we have the hatches. I don't think that the hatches are quite as cute. They're a little cute, I guess. You see hatches. You do a lot of stuff with hatches as well, though. So it's quite likely that you're going to have hatches in your colony, and you're going to be running around with hatches as well. I mean, I guess you could say the same with Mossy Records, because everyone loves it. Hatch hater? I'm not a hatch hater. You're watching Rhyme Revenge. You see how many hatches we've got. I think I don't know. I just don't think they're very cute. It's still an excellent cosmetic though. I think I put that sort of below the beds, but above the rest of the default blue. It's just like the little one looks like it's about to poop out an egg. Then we have poke shells. Oh look, you got the little poke shell that's asleep. You got the poke shell that's awake. And you got the poke shell egg. I think it's similar to the hatches. It's not quite as cute as the other ones, but it is quite cute. I think I put it above the hatches. The little guy. You're also less like... I feel like you're less likely to have poke shells as well. Like, generally you don't ranch them that much because they eat so much polluted dirt. You can starvation ranch them, I guess, but I feel like it's quite neat. You feel like the only way to settle this is a critter tier list. Boo hiss. It's coming, I promise. It's like the soon TM video. It's coming. It's coming. That's gonna be like the last tier list I do once I've actually like mastered all the critters. It's gonna be like maybe I'll do that for like a stream anniversary or something. How's that? I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a while because I need to actually get around to. So I was thinking about this. So I need to properly ranch pips on stream. I need to properly do shove holes, especially now I've added the delector holes. I've got to do gassy moves on stream because I did that off stream, but we've got to do it again now. I've changed gassy moves a lot. Shine bug going up the ranks. I've got to try that as well. And there's another one that I'm not even thinking of. Poke shells. Yeah, I haven't done poke shells on stream at all. So yeah, there's a lot I still need to do, and I don't really want to write any critters off just because I haven't done them yet. I don't think that makes much sense. You'll make your own tier list with blackjack and critters. Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyways, massive tangent. Next up, we got the Pufts. So this is an excellent balloon set because the Pufts float anyways, and you got the little baby Pufts, and they're very cute. And you got the sort of Puft-themed regular balloon. They're just very very cute. I think this is really high, especially because you can theme it with the Puft beds. I think I prefer the beds over. I don't know. The bed's really cool. I think the balloons are cooler. Just having the dupes float around run around with their own Puft buddies floating next to them, I think is just adorable. But I think it goes slightly above the bed. Yes, very cool. One of my favorites. I like that Stinky's the one hanging out as well. I can imagine Stinky be running around with a Puft balloon. Then we got the shovels. The shovels are really cute as well. I like these ones as well because you don't see shovels too often, and these are actually quite cute. I think they're cuter than these ones. I think I put them sort of like I think I put them just above the Drecklets because they are very cute. And you got the sort of neat purple aesthetic, which you don't see very much. I guess you do see it on like quite a few of the critters. They just say very uwu. I think I said very ugu. I don't think it makes any difference. Uwu notices your balloon. Right. Let's stop that. Then we have the Pip balloons. Pip Pip Hooray. These are very cute as well. You got the little Pip Squeak. You got the funny Pip face. I think they're alright. I think they're okay. I don't know. Like, I think I prefer the Dreco ones. I don't know. I'm just not really vibing with it. I feel like the face looks a bit too much like an emoji. They are quite cute though. I think I'll put them below the Drecos but above the beds. I think it makes sense. And then after that we have all of the sort of candy themed balloons. So these go well with the fruit-themed wallpapers. So they're a little bit niche, but they're still very cool. I like the blue one. I like the different shapes you get, like the sweet shape. And then the sort of cube shape. I think I'm gonna put these above the regular ones. Yeah, let me go through the other ones as well. So the grape one has a specially shaped one where it looks like a bunch of grapes. So I think that's really cool. But the thing is, a lot of the critters are purple, and I think you just prefer the critter ones if you're going for a purple one. So I think I'll put this below the blue. You know, this is a very well thought out and reasonable tier list. Very well researched. The candied lemon, I like this a lot because life gives you lemons. When dupes give you lemons, you make lemonade. Also, again, goes with the piss theme. I think this is quite a good one. I think, honestly, I know this sounds really silly. I think I would actually equip the lemon one before these two critters. I just think it's funny. Life gives you lemons. The lime one, I don't know. You haven't got really sort of the pun energy there. I think that goes below the critters. It's still very good. You got the sort of lime shape. You don't want your dupes hanging out balloons that are too sour though. Otherwise everyone get reset. The Satsuma, it's a bit of a weird one. The orange is a nice color, I guess. I don't know. I think I prefer the other ones. Yeah, I think this goes below the other ones. Strawberry one is really neat, just because sometimes the dupes will just have an actual strawberry. I think that's probably the best fruit themed balloon. So I think that goes there. I think that makes sense. Very cool. And then lastly, we have the watermelon one, which is quite funny because it's like, I like the sweet wrapper one. This doesn't look like an actual watermelon. Who are you trying to fool? You're going to teach kids the wrong lessons about what fruits are. Maybe they genetically modified watermelons to grow like that. I don't know. Probably put this below the critters, but above the other ones, maybe? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, so that's all the balloons. I really like the balloons. I really like that they make the dupes feel unique. And that you can give your dupes different balloon sets. And they let you really sort of coordinate aesthetics with your colony. So your dupes could be carrying the balloons in front of the wallpapers or the other decor you. So it really lets you go for a sort of theme. Really nice addition to the game. So then, as you can see, we have quite a lot of clothing options available. And I have a bone to pick with Klei. Because why do you have so many options for default clothes when your dupes are eventually going to end up wearing snazzy suits and Primo Garb? Like, really? Like, yes, your dupes are going to be wearing these in the early game. And yes, they're going to be wearing them when they get printed off. But they're not going to be wearing them most of the time. So, to be honest, like, I think I'm going to be putting these all in D tier, except for a few special ones. I think that I don't want my dupes to wear in the sort of early game. So I don't know. Like, I think the white one and the red pants are pretty good. But I would pretty much just always prefer like anything else for the clothes. Like every time you get a clothing set in the thing, you're usually disappointed. And I can kind of understand why they've added them. So it's like the loot boxes don't give you something impactful all the time. It just feels bad whenever you get one. It's like, I feel like what they need to add instead is they need to add different Primo Garb options. Because they're all the same stats anyways. Give us different Primo Garb options. Give us different Snazzy suit options. Heck, you can even give us like different warm sweater and cool vest options. I still think those should give you a small decor bonus as well. Like, give you some incentive to wear them instead of Snazzy suits. Don't give them the decor penalty. You don't need that. So yeah, most of these are going to go down here unless I think they're pretty cool. I think the red shorts are pretty cool. I think the shorts in general are better than the other ones, because at least it looks a bit different. So I'm going to put the shorts ahead of the other ones. I think the pink shorts are quite funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the pink ones ahead of the others. I think it's quite a stylish color. Black shorts is pretty good. These pants, I don't know, be mid. I kind of like the brown pants. I just think that's kind of funny. But yeah, these aren't going anywhere near the top. This is the actual good cosmetics. I mean, I guess it's nice that there's options, but I just don't think they're very impactful. This is like the racing stripe outfit. Like, let me just show you quickly, actually. Oh my god. I missed an entire section of clothing. Bollocks. It shows you how little I thought about clothing. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm gonna add these very quickly to the tier. Let's see. So the lemon jelly jacket, the grape jelly jacket, the lime one, Satsuma one. These are all pretty good. Like, let me just grab these quickly. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Right, I'm just gonna be a minute. I'm only gonna add the ones that actually matter, I think. So. Right. Is it even gonna let me add them at this point? I don't think it is. Alright. Look. I'm just gonna add an addendum to like the end of the clothing section where I talk about this, alright? Yeah. All these pants are pretty mid. I don't like the sort of like outfits that are sort of like really, I guess they're okay. Like, you don't, I don't know, you don't want all your dupes wearing these. You have to give them to like specific dupes. You never know what skills your dupes are going to have coming out of the pod either, so you don't know whether the jacket is actually going to suit their skill set or not. So I think the racing stuff is going to actually go sort of C tier. I think it's pretty neat. And then, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to remove most of the. I don't know what to do. Most of these are just rubbish. Black gloves are okay. There. White gloves I like as well for like sort of cartoon glove aesthetic. The rest of the gloves are pretty mid. I don't know, pink gloves are okay. I don't know. Just gloves. I don't think anyone really cares. You know what? I don't think I'm going to put clothes on the tier list. It's just a load of clutter. It's just at the bottom of all the tiers. Like, generally speaking, it's just very minimally impactful. So, like, I might put, like, 1 or 2 clothing items on here just to, like, sort of symbolize a set of clothes. But I think most of them I'm just not going to put on. So I think sort of, like, white gloves, white pants are alright. No, I'm just gonna take them off. Clothing sucks. There you go. Clothing is not on the tier list because nobody cares about clothing. However, I am gonna put the Puft Atmo suit up here. It's very cool. Let me see. Here it is. You have the helmet and the suit, and you got these all as a sort of Kickstarter reward. Oh, actually no, this wasn't the Kickstarter. This was for Kleifest. Yeah, so everyone has access to these puffs if you've attended during the Kleifest event. Is that still running? Because I obviously play this game a lot, so I think I just unlocked it. like when I started playing during Clayfest. I don't know whether it's actually ended up. Yeah, Puft ammo suit is obviously pretty based. I'm just going to put the one icon up here. Everyone knows that's what it means. And yeah, I think we're just not going to talk too much more about the clothing. I'm just going to put like an item for the clothing down here. Here you go. Like all clothing options go here. I generally just don't want to get a clothing option. All right, okay. There we go. So I think that's actually like the whole tier list. So if I zoom in a little bit and then I move everything over, I think that's pretty much how I'm gonna have it. Yeah, let me move all this stuff back. Yeah, I think that's a tier list. So I'm just going to summarize it. So obviously this is very subjective. It's just my opinion about what cosmetics I think are the coolest and most impactful and let you improve your gameplay experience as much. So going from the bottom up, D tier is just all the clothes. You just never want to get these because your dupes stop wearing them as soon as you get Snazzy suits or Primo Garb. They should give you extra options for Primo Garb and Snazzy suits and the other clothing you make at the machine instead of base clothes. That's my opinion anyways. And then you have the bush bar wallpaper. It's just ugly. You don't want to fill your colony with bush bars. They're just bad vibes all around. Then in C tier we have the small sculpting block because that gets quickly outclassed by the other decor items. I just don't like the sun wallpaper, and I think it's really weird that it's sort of split between the cells. You can't just stick a sun on a blue wall. It's a quite nice shade of blue, but it just looks ugly. Then you have the wall pots, which are pretty nice, but they're very niche. It's very rare you're actually going to be using a wall pot instead of a different decorative item, such as an aero pot or a floor-mounted pot, or anything really. Then there's a couple of paintings though. Oh no, what's this? Move statue to S+ tier? No, that's not how that command works. No, I'm gonna refund your points in a minute. Move statue's pretty cool. I'll get to that in a minute.
Seek fluid intake.
But yeah, paintings wise, I don't like the split image. I just don't like the image contrast very well. It's quite repetitive. The Nicola jump scare with the bush bar, I think is quite funny, but I don't think you want it randomly popping up in your colony. So I think I put that in C tier. And then you've got the Grub statue, which is quite cool, but again, you don't you'll be building metal blocks eventually instead of large sculpting blocks, so you're probably not going to leave it around very much. Then in B tier, we've got the icicle the crab sculpture. Have a drink. It's quite neat to build on like cold maps, I guess, but quite rarely you'll actually finish an ice sculpture. Then you've got the sort of different colors of standard-ish sort of wallpapers. Yes, thank you very much for the honk. You've got the different colors of standard-ish wallpapers. Generally, I prefer the sort of stripes, and then I prefer the solid colors as well. I've got the ceiling-mounted pots behind the floor-mounted pots because I think you'll generally use the floor pots more than the ceiling pots. These eventually get replaced by aero pots and paintings and stuff, so I think that makes sense. And then we just got some of the patterns, which I think are okay, but like generally I'd probably pick other patterns if I had them available. I like the weather-related patterns a lot, but I don't think I prefer them to anything in A tier. In an A tier, I think you start getting the actual cosmetics that you really like and you're really happy to get, and have lots of different use cases. Like most of the paintings go in here, sort of neutral paintings that you can stick in places. I like the Meep painting a lot. I think it's very funny. The self-portrait one I think is very funny as well, and it's quite nice. You have the cheese lamp. You've got to go for the cheese aesthetic. You got the Pip statue. So that actually goes. That's actually sort of like directly outclassing this, and pips are nice. It looks quite similar to the normal statues, but I think that's a good thing as well, because it blends in with them well. Then you have some of the Cots. You use Cots a lot in the early game, and you occasionally have them in the late game. Always nice to get like a unique looking Cot for the dupes. There's some wallpapers that I just really like the look of here. I think they're pretty cool looking, and they give you some different colors that you don't otherwise have. Rename B to A minus. Nah, I think this makes sense. A is like sort of above average, and I think B is average. I think that makes sense. Then we have the Amari portrait, which I quite like. And you got the nice purple theme going on. You can put that in Hatch Ranch. These are my two favorite Cots. I think the camp bed is really cool when you're just starting out, and I think the lab cot is really cool when you're building it near your laboratories, like near your printing pod and stuff early on. And it's just nice having your dupes books to read. We got the Slickster painting. That's one of my favorites. The little guy with the bandage is very cute, and then you got the Puft painting, which I really like as well. The white and the red flower pots are my favorite. If I had these, I would be building these in like every run, just because I like how they look. And you're always going to have them in your Great Halls starting off most of the time, because you're going to plant a plant in them and get your Great Hall plus 6 morale. You're almost always going to see these, which is why they're so highly ranked. You know what? I think it actually makes sense to put the other flower pots here. I think I would definitely prefer to see them over wallpapers. I think these ones not so much. So yeah, I'm going to move all those flower pots up here. And then we've got the black wallpaper, which is really stylish. Gives you the sort of nice contrast background to anything else you've got going on in your rooms. Very neutral, goes with pretty much anything. Just a really good choice. And then basically I made the S tier everything that I would prefer to the black wallpaper, which is really cool. So we got the two marble statues. The Gasimu statue is excellent. Much better than a real Gasimu. This statue is pretty good as well. The way I see it is, if I would install a mod that gave you these options, I probably would. Which is why I've got this marble statue here, because I have the more marble statues mod, which is excellent. Go check it out. We've got the ceiling lamps here. I've just sort of ranked them in order of which ones are most likely to use. I think the cheese one is like my least favorite by far. But these are all pretty good. I like fitting them in rooms. I think this one's my favorite just because we can put it in bathrooms. It's quite amusing because it's got the faucet on it. These two paintings are excellent. The movie poster and the pay poster. I think they're just really stylish and they really pop. And I'd probably spam them in a lot of rooms if I had them. The toilet roll wallpaper and the plunger wallpaper are hilarious for bathrooms. And just in general because the dupes are just peeing themselves all the time. The rainbow wallpaper is really neat, quite versatile. You can use it in a lot of different ways. Really good for just adding a lot of color to a room. Just probably don't spam it over the whole colony unless you really feel like it. One of my favorite paintings, actually is my favorite painting, is the Paku one with the wave. It's just very stylish. You can fit it in a lot of different rooms. I think it goes really well. We got the tiling after that. It's just really cool to have a tile texture for rooms. I think it looks neat in a lot of places, and I wish they had more colors of this sort of option. And then we have the Sporkid wallpaper, which is a really nice floral print. Again, it's really versatile, looks really good in a load of rooms. And I wish the other plant wallpapers were a bit more like it. It's just really neat. Then we have all the balloon reactions. So these are amazing because you can give different dupes different overjoyed responses, and each dupe sort of adds their own flavor to the colony when they're happy, which is nice. And they hold the balloons in front of all the other decor you have, so it just looks really neat. And I like it a lot. I think it's a really neat feature, and I'm glad they added them. At the bottom, I've got most of the default ones, and then generally, I've got most of the candy ones. There's a few exceptions. I like the lemons. I like the strawberries. I think they're really cool. Then we got the critter-based sort of balloons. I think they're really cute in general. I think the hatches and the poke shells are the least cute, which is why they're here, but they're still pretty cute. Then we have the beds, the comfy beds. These are amazing. The bouncy castle bed bounces when the dude gets in it, and like the rocket bed and the car and the boat do their own things as well. I like the boat best just because you can have it on a water map and have a really cool theme going with that. And then we have the rest of the critters up here. We've got the pips, we've got the drecos, we've got the shove voles. Very cute little guys. And then lastly, for our S plus tier, we have the coffee wallpaper. How can you not just spam the coffee wallpaper everywhere to increase your productivity? It's also just a really nice brown shade. It's just a really nice neutral shade that you can stick anywhere and it'll look good. Definitely my favorite wallpaper by far. I will be fighting people to try and get this as soon as Klei lets you like try and unlock them. Then we have the Puft Atmo suit. The Atmo suit clothing options are all right. I should probably have the regular Atmo suits on here as well, like the ones you can unlock. Everyone gets a citrus one, so you don't really even unlock that one. So I think it just goes in B tier by default. Then we got the sparkly ones. These are pretty cool as well. I'm not sure I'd want the dupes running around in them all the time, but I think these go sort of like bottom of S tier. I just think they're very cool. I think the red one is my favorite, and then you sort of go for like the purple. The blue starry effect is quite neat. It gives you that space vibe. And then the purple as well. Yeah, so actually, yeah, that's what it looks like. Sorry, I should have added those earlier. So yeah, you got the Puft Atmo suit, which is my favorite because your dupes just look like little fairy puffs running around, and it's just very hilarious to me. And then we've got the actual Puft bed, which you get from the kit starter. I'm not sure you can get that any other way. Let me know in the comments if you can. But I think it's very cool. You can obviously put it next to your Puft branch, and it makes a little fart when your dupe goes to bed. So very, very classy. Then we got the Puft balloon. I just think the Puft balloons are really cute, specifically because they're floating around with the dupes. I just think that's excellent. Fantastic work, Klei. And then, obviously, at the #1 spot is the Pacu balloon. The little fish are adorable. They're way more adorable than regular Pacu. And your dupes could just have like a little fish buddy that's swimming around with them in the colony, like when they're going in the water tanks and stuff. I'm definitely biased. Like, come on. I wasn't going to do a cosmetic tier list without putting the Pacu balloons at like #1. But yeah, there's my tier list. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Sorry this video was a bit sort of rambly and sort of disjointed, but I had fun. It's just fun. It's just been fun talking about all these different cosmetics. And I hope Klei adds more. I hope they add more options for Primo Garb and stuff. And yeah. Yeah, let me know in the comments what items you'd like to see these default, these sort of custom options for. I just think it's really neat. And let me know how you think Klei should improve the cosmetic system as well, because it seems very in progress. But yeah, thanks for watching. I usually stream on Twitch 7:30 to 10:30-ish GMT +1 at the moment. I'm going to shift that a bit early so we can get a bit more sleep. The stream will continue after this video. I'm just recording this on Twitch now, live. Yeah, if you want to catch me live, the best thing to do is follow me on Twitch, and you'll get a notification of when I go live with what I'm doing. If you're on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, and then you'll get a notification of when my videos go live. I do a lot of VODs, mostly Oxygen not included, sometimes other games as well. I do a fair amount of tier list videos for this game and some meme videos as well. So lots of interesting content on YouTube. And then there is the Discord where we hang out as well and post memes and builds for different games. Again, mostly optional included. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.